Peace and power, it's your boy Shane the Artist, and I would like to welcome you to another episode of the Rebellious Rhymer Podcast. That's right, black conservatism without the buck dancing, yo. And today we're going to be talking about hip-hop. We're going to be talking about a lot of things. We're going to be talking about hip-hop. We're going to be talking about one of my top 5 favorite artists, Ghostface Killah, and we are going to be talking about his son, Infinite Coles, okay? AKA Sweet Face Killah. Now, if you haven't seen this video already, Ghostface's son, Sweet Face Killah, had a few choice words about his father in this new video called Sweet Face Killah. Check it out.
Got problems, I'm the right bitch to solve them. How your body count up, but your pockets is starving. How you in the Mack truck, but forget you a father. I be seeing niggas hating, but I don't even bother. Is it me? Am I not your cup of tea? Are my pants not low like your self-esteem? Do I need to fuck a bitch just so you can see? Will shock your hand on you just like Margie BT? Now that would eat, but I'm still hungry. You'll be surprised what I do when I'm hungry. Might be a pretty bitch, but I ain't scared to get ugly. Pop you like Rosie, I ain't talking about the bubbly, nigga. Yeah, don't get it twisted, I flip the switch. First I'll be that nigga, then the next I'm that nigga's bitch. I don't give a fuck about what you saying, it's gibberish. Push you like a bitch, you can stay return, just look at this.
Body boy, Sweet Face Killah, nasty on the beat, bang bang, go gorilla. Body boy, Sweet Face Killah, nasty on the beat, bang bang, go gorilla.
Oh man, this is a doozy. I guess that's the word that I can use. This is a doozy here, because first and foremost, I don't know the particular family dynamics between Ghostface Killah and his children. Okay, I do know that he have a few children, Infinite being one of them. I believe that he's the oldest, if I'm not mistaken. But no, I don't know the family dynamics and stuff like that. So I'm not going to even try to speak on that or pretend like I know the family dynamics of how they were raised and stuff like that. You know, I'm sure that Ghostface Killah were very busy. I'm sure that, he at the height of his career, I'm sure that he was traveling all across the world. So we hear a lot of stories about artists and their children and the struggles of raising children on the road. I understand that struggle can be quite challenging. That I know for sure. So, as we all know, it's said that Ghostface Killah do not communicate with his son, and he has not communicated with his son in over a decade, if I'm not mistaken. And I'm reading a lot of comments online. There's a lot of people who agree with Ghostface, and then there's quite a few people who are disagreeing with him as well. They're saying that he shouldn't distance himself from his son. He should be in his son's life and, accept him for the way he is. Man, I'm just going to be real. On a personal note, I would not wish that on my worst enemy. I would not wish for my worst enemy to have a son who identifies with the LGBT lifestyle, LGBT community. This is nothing against the LGBT community or nothing like that. But I do not support the LGBT community. I support live your life how you want to live it. That's fine. Whatever you do behind closed doors, that's fine. That's on you and your God and whatever else have you. You know what I'm saying? But no, I am not a proponent of the LGBT community. No, this does not mean that I'm a homophobe or anything like that. That has nothing to do with it. I don't hate homosexuals or LGBT in general. Nothing like that. I do have an issue with the powers that be pushing LGBT agenda, enforcing it on us, enforcing it on our children. That I do have a problem with. So it just seems to me that Infinite Coles or Sweet Face Killah, Bati Boy Sweet Face Killah, that name, man, that's some crazy work right there. But to be honest with you, if I was dealing with that type of situation, I would honestly be heartbroken. I would be devastated. I would be toe up from the floor up. I just wouldn't be able to handle that, so I kind of understand where Ghost is coming from. I would distance myself as well, and I would go as far as to say that I would probably I would disown my kids if they practice any of this LGBT type of situations. You dig what I'm saying? I would disown my kid because I do not want that type of activity to be normalized in my household. This is my household, and I run my household the way I see fit to run my household. And I do not allow any LGBT propaganda in my house because I do not want that to influence my kids. So like I said, I don't know the family dynamic. I don't know how they grew up. But I honestly, and this is not just because Ghost is one of my favorite MCs, but I feel for Ghost because I wouldn't want to be in that type of predicament. So it seems like Infinite Coles or Sweet Face Killer is taking pop shots at his father on music, on his songs and stuff like that. It seems like that he wants his attention. There's obviously some daddy issues there. So what better way to get not only your father's attention but the world's attention through song, right? But at the end of the day, and this message goes to Infinite Cole if he sees this video, or to any LGBT participant, you get what I'm saying? You cannot force straight people to accept you as a LGBT. You cannot force that on us. That might take some time. It may take forever. It may not ever happen. Some people would never accept it. I know that I have my morals and my principles. I would never be able to accept something like that. I would never be able to accept a son dressed in drag. I would never be able to accept a son who has relations with other men. That is just something that I would not, absolutely 100% would not tolerate, and I would not be able to deal with that. So you also have to look at it like this. I am a diehard Wu-Tang fan, have been since Protect Your Neck, since they first came out, been a diehard Wu-Tang fan since I was a kid. See what I'm saying? And one thing that the Wu-Tang Clan is known for is male bravado. You know what I'm saying? Alpha maleism. Ruggedness. You know what I'm saying? Roughneck shit. Timberlands, hoodies, army fatigues. You know what I'm saying? Army fatigues. Bubble vests. Triple Fat Goose. Well, Triple Fat Goose is a little bit older. That's a little bit further back. But y'all get what I'm saying. Y'all get the gist of what I'm saying, man. Wu-Tang Clan embodies what we saw as manhood in the 90s. They embody what we saw as manhood. I'm going to repeat that again. So for Infinite Coles or Sweet Face Killer, so for him to try to get his father to accept him this way, not only do I feel it being difficult for him, but y'all have to remember, we are the fans. So you're not only trying to get Ghost to accept you for this lifestyle, but you are also trying to get his fans. His fans have to accept this too. And, we have to look at it from the fan standpoint. Wu-Tang Clan, growing up listening to Wu-Tang Clan, there was no LGBT, rainbow, homosexual, anything about the Wu-Tang Clan. You can't even put Wu-Tang and LGBT in the same goddamn sentence. I see comments like, oh, well, Ghost need to do better. Ghost need to hop on that track and do a remix with his son, talking about how much love he got for his son. I'm gonna tell y'all why I disagree with that. Do you understand how much that would destroy the Wu-Tang brand, not just Ghost brand as being a bravado male, getting females and, being on the block and all of that? That would absolutely crush Ghostface's legacy. Not only would it crush Ghostface's legacy, that would kill Wu-Tang's legacy altogether. I mean, you cannot ask us to accept this as fans. What are you going to do next? You want to put a rainbow flag on the W symbol? Is that what we're going to be trying to do now? Next? So no, me as a Wu-Tang fan, I'm talking about a #1 fan. I mean, like I said, Ghost is one of my top 5 favorite MCs, or he is on my Mount Rushmore of MCs. He is in my top 5. And I see why he is distancing himself from this LGBT behavior, because it would, like I said, it would ruin the brand, and it would just ruin our whole childhood, man. For Wu to be on some LGBT shit and supporting some LGBT, it just would not work. It would absolutely destroy the image that we grew up with as Wu-Tang fans. You dig what I'm saying? So no, I do not agree. No, Ghost should not jump on the remix. And to be quite honest with you, I think that Ghost should continue to distance himself from his son. And I hate to say that, but there's boundaries that we have to draw the line somewhere. Like I said, I'm not a member of the family. I don't know the inner family dynamics that they have going on, so I won't speak on that. But I do know that as a father, I could not support any LGBT type of agenda. I just couldn't. Now, with all that being said, let's talk about Infinite Cole's song, new video, Sweet Face Killer. I will admit, me personally, LGBT or not, it doesn't matter. Me personally, I think Infinite Cole's, aka Sweet Face Killer, is immensely talented. He got flow. Of course he got flow. Look at who the fuck his father is. So Infinite Cole's, I will give that to you. You are an incredible MC. I think you have what it takes to blow. You have what it takes to be something huge for the LGBT community. So I think that Infinite Cole's will be all right. Okay? I don't think that he needs to be longing for his father's attention. I think he needs to focus less on yearning for his father's attention. I understand being a son and wanting your father's attention, but your father, I just don't think that he's going to accept you that way. And this is just me speaking personally. I think Infinite Cole's need to focus more on his career, because he is damn good. Okay, that song, is dope. I ain't gonna lie. Now, I'm not gonna say that I would be bumping it or nothing like that, because it's really not my cup of tea, like he said on his song. But that doesn't take away from the song, and that definitely doesn't take away from his lyrical ability and his ability to ride a beat and his ability to deliver a verse the way he did. On top of that, he sing too. The man is immensely talented. I gotta admit that. Infinite Cole's is very talented. I also think that Infinite Cole's, he is going to have a lot of help and a lot of support to the point to where he's not going to need his dad's support. He has the LGBT community. Now, they are a forever growing community, and they are very supportive of each other. He can be the biggest thing coming out the LGBT community since, I don't know, RuPaul or something. I'm just throwing names out there, but he is that gifted. So I think that he needs to focus on his career, be embraced by the LGBT community, and see where it takes him. See where it takes you. LGBT community, they have a lot of connections. They have a lot of money. They get a lot of support from the government. Otherwise, stuff like that. So I think that he would do immensely well focusing on the LGBT community. Now, with that being said, I also predict something bad coming out of this. I do understand this generation that we're living in now. We have this cancel generation, and it seems to me that the LGBT community, they are constantly trying to force their lifestyle on straight people, and it's like they want to try to punish you in some form of fashion if you don't accept it. So I just have a feeling that, the LGBT community and maybe Hollywood and, other people who don't have nothing to do with hip hop, don't give a fuck about hip hop, they're going to try to milk this thing for all it's worth. They're going to try to be messy. They're going to try to, who knows? They might even start trying to cancel Wu-Tang because they don't accept LGBT. I just see that type of stuff happening because this is the type of culture and this is the type of this is the generation that we're living in today. Everybody want to cancel everybody over any damn thing. So yes, I have a feeling that Ghost not responding or not communicating with his son is going to cause some type of attempt to cancel the Wu-Tang Clan as a whole for not accepting LGBT. That wouldn't be right. That wouldn't be right at all. But I think that the Klan would be protected from that type of attack, and it would be an attack. I think the Klan would be protected by that type of attack because the fans, the diehard fans like myself, we got the Wu-Tang's back, man. Full force. We got the Wu back when it comes to that. So try it if you want, LGBT community, but that's not going to, I don't think that's going to work out in your favor. And it really took me some time to think if I really wanted to do this video or not, because for a while I just really been staying out of that whole messy situation, just out of respect for Wu-Tang and out of respect for my top 5 favorite MC, Ghostface Killah, just out of the respect. But I just felt that I had to say something as a fan. As a fan, we do not want to see Wu-Tang embracing any type of LGBT activity because that is not what we grew up with, man. That's just not, we don't see Wu-Tang as some LGBT shit, man. We just don't. That's just not what we grew up with. Like I said, man, Wu-Tang, it was representative of being rough, rugged, raw, bald heads, braids, dreads, you know what I'm saying? Low cut Caesars with the waves, parts and shit, baggy jeans, army fatigues, t-shirts and hoodies, champion sweaters. Man, that's Timberlands. That's Wu-Tang to us. That's East Coast to us, man. And it's the embodiment of manhood. And we do not want that to be tainted by the LGBT community. So with that being said, I wish nothing but peace and love to the God, Ghostface Killah. And I wish nothing but peace and love to Infinite Coles too. I have a feeling that Infinite Coles is going to do really well for himself. And he's going to get the support that he needs. So I'm going to end it on that note. Once again, this has been another episode of the Rebellious Rhymer Podcast. I am your host, Shang the Artist. And always remember, the revolution starts with you, peace and power, and Wu-Tang forever. You know what I'm saying? Hip hop forever. Peace.